Everyone open all your beers now.
Yep.
Yeah, anyway, this is the time to... We never did make a beer channel in Fuchsia, did we? We just bitched about how many channels there were.
No, we deleted all the other channels.
Yeah. I deleted like half of them. I think that's pretty good.
Wait till I go on vacation again. That's when they appear for some reason.
I'm not so hot on creating them anymore, and I think only the people on this chat right now are the ones with the ability to create them. So,
When did you go on vacation, John?
That was, I think, my Disney vacation.
yep.
That was like February.
Yeah, I came back and there were like 20 channels. I left, there were like 5.
Have we really been using Slack that long?
Yeah.
Oh.
Brian finally kind of likes it, so we've won.
Did he just stop it? Did he shut off the other one, the Jabber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I eventually started getting errors.
Yeah, same here.
I rebooted. Still trying to connect.
I rebooted the other day and it set to like auto connect and I wouldn't go through and I thought it was just me.
RIP Jabber server. We joined Slack. We joined the future. And it is infinitely better than that Jabber server.
Mm-hmm.
So
there was
much
a
better.
brief Google Hangouts period in there. It was like our emo phase.
That was like when Nanners realized you could have groups and then invited everyone. And then we had like 4 different Google Hangout groups. And then everyone got super mad at Google Hangouts because it didn't work super great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works great on Android, but that's about it. So, Slack won. I'm fine with that. Don't tell anyone I could actually log into it from work. I just don't.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the Bottled Fuchsiacast number 36. Woo. No one tell people that Nanners is logging into things at work. No one do that. Uh-oh. It's working at all times. You can find all of our content at bottledfuchsia.com, streams at twitch.tv/bottledfuchsia and beam.pro/bottledfuchsia or beam.pro/team/bottledfuchsia will actually get you to our team page. And then if any of our individual accounts are streaming, you'll find us there too. Videos and archives of some of those streams at youtube.com/bottledfuchsia when Beam's, videos actually decide to save properly. Facebook and Twitter at Bottled Fuchsia. On the Bottled Fuchsiacast tonight, we have Kay.
The token female.
Nanners.
Hello.
Brady.
Hi.
And Conman.
Hello.
Who's not British.
No, he's not.
You ruined it. We had a whole bit. God damn it, Kay.
And I'm John, by the way.
Hi, John.
Aaron is off not having internet. He's unplugged from the world.
Yeah, it's a lonely and dark place.
Yep. He is getting gigabit Fios because all of you jerks have it in your area and I don't. And it makes me sad.
Specifically bought a house for that reason. Not gigabit, but Fios.
Yeah, it was definitely a selling factor for the house I'm in right now. So, Brady, what have you been playing for the past 2 weeks?
Some games.
Oh, yeah?
Getting into PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds quite a bit. The game is super fun.
We're getting deep to the point where we know where things are and their strategy, and I'm not sure if that's good or ruins the purity of the I like just running around and not knowing what's happening in that game.
But then you just get shot in the face instantly.
Yeah,
everybody else knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Is there shooting? I've only ever seen you guys on stream just running around from building to building, not doing things. When does the action happen?
Sometimes you shoot stuff, yeah.
The action can happen right away,
okay,
or it can be a while. Depends on where you spawn and how many other people jump down with you.
Fair enough.
I've had some where I just want to explore certain areas and just jump off the plane almost as soon as possible. And there are certain areas that are just basically hotspots because people know some of the best stuff has a chance to spawn there. So with those, you might get 5 kills and then die within 5 minutes because there's just so many people in those. Others, you can run around for 30 minutes, see no one, and then just get sniped from somewhere.
Yeah.
It's pretty much that game. But I'm taking up Brady's game time.
So beyond that and the other usuals, I guess, at this point, I started playing Salt and Sanctuary. John, I think you have that.
I do. I beat the first boss, declared victory, and never loaded it again.
It's pretty good if you like Dark Souls games.
I don't.
And Castlevania type games. I feel like it's a direct, love letter to Souls games. So if that's not your jam, I'd just say avoid it.
It is very much 2D Dark Souls.
Yeah. I think if I didn't have the fancy Fuchsia Xbox One controller, I would have already smashed the hell out of my controller. Some of those bosses are just infuriating.
Yep.
But that's Souls, I guess.
Yeah, I got mad at the first boss, and I completely understand why people like those games. It is not me knocking those games; they are just not my thing. Because when you beat a boss, you feel like you are the best ever.
Yeah, when you eventually do it, it's a wonderful feeling because he's killed you 20 times.
Yep. When you move forward, it progresses more like a Castlevania game. I kind of only ran around that first. Does it change areas, or can you always go back to that first area that you start in?
You find other sanctuaries, and then you can give them offerings to get certain NPCs at that sanctuary, and the one lets you travel between sanctuaries. But for the most part, you're kind of just progressing through the game. There's not a lot of reason to go back unless you need a specific NPC that you don't have at a new one or something like that.
Okay, so that's where the Castlevania comes in. It's just all one big map, and you can pretty much run anywhere. Okay.
There's a lot of exploring and remembering which direction you went and which direction things are because there's no map.
And isn't that by Ska Games?
Ska Studios.
Or Ska Studios. That made me happy every time I launched the game.
Don't hate on Ska K. Get out of here. You're not going to win this argument in this group.
I think the Ska lovers outnumber on this chat. I just looked up and realized who else is on. Conman's here, so we win.
Yep.
Ska makes me happy. Nanners, I'm just going to jump to you because I feel like the game that you're going to talk about sort of blends with what Brady just talked about a little bit.
Yeah. So I'll be the transitional game here. I've been playing Dead Cells, which is a 2D Metroidvania roguelite. Yeah, it's really, really good, and it's definitely early access. I don't know if it's my computer or the game, but my controller has stopped responding several times during it. There's nothing like a twitchy roguelike game where suddenly you just stop moving when fighting a boss to really make you want to spike that controller. So I share Brady's pain of wanting to spike the Fuchsia controller into the ground and then remembering it's my Fuchsia controller and not wanting to hurt it. That game's real neat.
Is it overly difficult? Like a Souls-style ridiculousness?
Not really. It's more of like a Castlevania or a Rogue Legacy where there's certain enemies and they'll have, attack patterns. They're all very simplistic. Most take a few hits. There's a lot of item drops that you can pick up over time. There's certain areas that are like timed, so you have to get to them in a certain amount of time or the door locks. There are Metroidvania-like abilities where you will encounter objects and you have no idea what the fuck to do with them. And then later, by beating a boss, you will get a power where you can access them and then get more upgrades over time.
Do you start a new run every time you die?
Yep. So you're like this bundle of ooze, and you drop into a room where someone has been executed and is headless, and you inhabit their body and you become them.
Nice.
The combat feels really good. The movement feels really good. I loved Rogue Legacy, but it was kind of floaty feeling, both in like terms of attacking and jumping. And this is very much sort of like Castlevania, where it's very like Twitch based almost.
Is your character the same every run, or is it like Rogue Legacy, where when you come back, your character might have some like attributes?
No, you don't really have any stats like that. The first room will spawn like a ranged weapon or a shield each time, and you can unlock new abilities that'll make that random items, and you can unlock new items that it can be instead of the starter gear. So like you could have the starter gear and the starter bow, I should say, and the starter shield. But once you unlock more abilities, you'll get better stuff drop there. I think at some point you can also unlock the ability to have a melee weapon drop there as well. That'll just be picked from your overall stock of melee weapons.
That's a game that I've heard a lot of good things about, and now hearing you talk about it makes me want to play it even more, but also early access. So
yeah,
I guess I'm going to sit on it because I'm not a huge fan of that, even though I'm playing a lot of Battlegrounds.
Yeah. Something like this, like it seems like there is still stuff they're going to add. Like there's a stat tracking guy, and that's going to get unlocked at some point. And if, stats are something you care about at all, like how many kills you actually got of certain enemy types, that'll be in later. Based on my controller issues, I'm actually thinking of putting it down. But now the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm just like, yeah, I could fire that back up after the podcast is done. Like, sure.
Yeah, the only reason I would buy it now is because I imagine the price will go up, and then just sit on it until it's an actual release and play it at that point. Especially with games like that sound really good. Like I don't want to shortchange it and be like, oh, I played through that game, but I didn't like X, Y, and Z, which they changed in the actual release or something.
Yeah, so when they released it, they actually said it was going to take 8 to 12 months for it to go from early access to full release. And it just came out May 10th. So you're probably looking at next year at some point for this to actually be out for real. It's really hard to say. This is a game that I'm really glad I'm playing now, but I could definitely see myself putting it down for a little while just to see if it improves at all.
I think it's one of the highest reviewed games I've seen that's still in early access. Like a lot of positive stuff's coming out for it.
Yeah, it has, currently on Steam, it has 3,560 positive reviews and 175 negative.
Not
Pretty
bad for early access.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But yeah.
You sound so sad about your game. You're just like, yeah.
I just wanted to be...
That's a ringing endorsement.
I wanted to be done and finished. And just scrolling through and looking at some of the negative reviews, they're like, yeah, sometimes button presses don't go through. And given that's what I've experienced, that just makes me sad to see that it is definitely the game and not just like, oh, hey, my controller's fucking up.
I would rather have it be the game than my controller fucking up, personally. I'd rather not have a hardware problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd rather it's them. Like, is it them or me?
Oh, the early access game has a problem? That's far better than my controller having a problem.
Okay. When you put it like that, yeah. I'll just blame, I could blame all my downwell losses recently on that then instead. So that would be fine.
It's time for our 2-week Persona 5 gush fest.
Yeah.
And check in.
So I am on I just finished the third palace of that game.
Okay.
It's still the game that I most want to sink hours into.
Yes.
Although, like, I know we've talked already about, like, game of the year. Like, a game of the year this year is going to be interesting. Man, like, that so far is probably my game of the year, but yet, like, I'm hoping something comes out to overtake it, because that is sometimes not a good game. It's, like, so good, and then there are so many long stretches of that game where you are sitting there pressing X because of the freaking, like, conversations, and you don't really get to do anything.
Yeah, that's normal
Yeah.
for that style of game.
That Persona games are 80% story, though. So that's the game.
Yeah, it's annoying. But
I will say that I think the characters of Persona 4 were more likable than Persona 5, so I didn't mind that as much. But I
Maybe.
get what you're saying. Sometimes you get into stretches of just like, I just don't care. Your problem
Yeah.
doesn't seem real. Like, just I can nitpick because I would agree. So far, that's my game of the year over Zelda at this point, even. So
Yeah.
it's a really, really good game.
It is. It's just there just needs to be some sort of better mechanic for games in general.
So you
Where
have to spam X, right? You can't like hold a button down.
yeah, and it's
I wonder if that's a setting. I feel like some games will have that setting where it'll just be like pause on conversation or like auto to
Right.
next.
yeah. Like I guess maybe I'd be fine if I could sit there and like read it at a reasonable pace, but like I don't need to sit there and like, especially the text messages. The text messages are the worst because it's like, yeah, okay, like I don't need to press X every time to confirm that. Anyway, I'm not angry.
I saw a tweet about that game at some point that just said, take the first 30 seconds of like any interaction or conversation and then just hit skip and you understand the like tone of that conversation.
They just beat a dead horse with certain things. They're like, I'm really worried that this thing is going to happen. Yes, I'm also worried. Wouldn't it be crazy if this thing happened? Yes, I am also worried this thing would happen. And like,
I think part of that stems
up.
that they have so many team members, and that's why.
yeah.
Because
like,
each one chimes in to like react on every single thing.
yes. So I've also played Nier, but I haven't gotten.
Yes.
That was really creepy, Conman. Conman just like got real close to his mic and got really excited when you said near.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that, like, I know when he first mentioned it, he was not that far into it, and then finished it and talked a lot about it, and then I talked about it, and like the more you play it, the more it's like, oh my god, this is a great game, and you can't talk about it. So I pretty much will continue not talking about that game, but it is a great game.
I like the trickle of friends that we have playing that game, because now we have another friend in our Slack channel who's going through it, and Conman and Kay get to chime in every time he says something.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's going to be the rest of this year. Everyone, one by one. Like playing Nier and being like, holy shit!
But yeah, at the same time, I'm still kind of the opinion where like I almost don't want to say something about it because of that hype train effect where it's like, how many games do we go through and we're like, oh, it's so good, and then by the November comes, like, you know, the stragglers of us break down and play it and we're like, meh. So I almost don't want to like be pushy about telling you guys to play that game, but at the same time, oh my god, you guys need to play that game. I played Siberia, that was real bad. I returned it. It's buggy.
That's harsh.
Yeah. Like,
because you were excited to play that.
I was. It's buggy. It's they ported it weird or something, and it's just broken, and I can't play it, so I returned it. And I also played Strafe, which, so I kind of wanted to chime in when you guys were talking about Salt and Sanctuary and Dead Cell, because you throw around the word roguelike, and I have a tenuous understanding of what that means for a game and I never played Metroid or Castlevania, so I don't know what a Metrovania game really is. But the Steam description of Strafe says that it is a roguelike FPS.
Yep.
Which I guess basically just sort of means it's procedurally generated like levels, like the levels are randomized each time. And holy fuck, I'm bad at that game. Like it's really cool. It's aesthetically like pitch perfect 90s shooter game. But I guess so it's roguelike, so you start, you get a weapon, you pop into the world's kind of random, you kill some guys and die a lot. Like, I only last 3 or 4 minutes. There's not enough ammo, there's not enough food, there's not enough health, there's not enough armor. I'm just...
Sounds like a roguelike.
Okay.
Yep.
Am I doing it right then?
Yeah, and then you learn and get a little bit further on the next run, and then you learn from your death and get a little bit further, yeah.
Okay,
yeah, pretty much it.
I'm not so much on the phase of the learning yet. I'm just so much on the death part.
The just throwing corpse after corpse at the what is this game, still trying to figure it out
Yeah.
runs. Yeah.
But it does look very nice. So
The hottest graphics from 1996.
yeah, but it's just so pitch perfectly good though. That is its thing. It's like cutting edge graphics, and then like 1996, like on the banner. So
My rig can't run it yet.
yeah,
Gotta upgrade.
yeah. I just want to be able to last more than 3 minutes.
We all do. Sorry, that was too easy.
Yeah, that was low hanging fruit.
Set them up.
Conman, what have you been up to since you've been on the podcast last?
I
Do
have-
you
Probably
last
like-
more than 3 minutes?
Sometimes, only on Sundays.
It's a very
I-
specific condition.
Yes, exactly. I'm kind of in between games right now. I did finish Nier. I played the DLC. I bought the DLC, played the DLC, which is probably not worth the $13 that the DLC was. If you're just getting it, it could be fun. If you're just getting into it, I was already level 99, and so I kind of just, looked at things and they fell over through most of it. So that wasn't all that great. But yeah, to mirror what Kay was saying before, definitely it's a fun game. You can't really describe it, and that's the problem that I've been having, so I'm super excited that I know people now who are playing this, so I can live vicariously through them and just being like, yup, yes, that feeling for the next 30 hours is what Nier is. I think when I was on it originally, on the podcast originally, I was talking about Nier, I was like 8 hours in, so I had no idea how deep that friggin' rabbit hole went, and now that I know, it is definitely it's gonna be my game of the year. There'll be no chance that I would be shocked if anything comes even close. For me, it's up there with like the Skyrims and the Witchers of the world. Personally, I just think it made you feel feels. So anyway, so when I wasn't being sad about robots, I was I did play Dawn of War 3. I was not particularly thrilled or enamored with it. I thought they tried to do it mobile-like. Not all that great.
That's unfortunate.
It was. I was hoping for more. I was hoping to take the good parts of Dawn of War 1 and Dawn of War 2 and combine them, and that it didn't quite do that. It was also really hard. Like, it was much more difficult than I would have expected in single-player mode. I was getting my ass handed to me a little bit, I'll be honest.
Now, did you play that in beta? Like, is the game out? Because I thought you guys were all excited to sign up for the beta, and then...
The open beta, good question. The open beta was like a week before it actually launched. I had pre-ordered, because why not? I figured, I'm going to go play it, and then I went to go play it, and then realized that it was trash. The reviews are not so great. Everyone is really shitting on this on Steam. Like, it's I think it's mixed right now, but it's not good. If you like MOBAs, maybe you'll get into it. I mean, maybe if that's your game. I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to, turn it into like a next multiplayer kind of experience that isn't necessarily RTS. I didn't like it. I wasn't a fan. Way too much micro for me. I'm not Korean enough. So every single character has got at least one special ability. Every unit that you have, and you can obviously build multiple units, is going to have, and you just have to manage where they are. I can't do that. Can't do that. Not for me. Maybe it'll be good for somebody else. I did just pick up, multiplayer wise or RTS wise, Endless Space 2, which I guess it's turn based, not even RTS. Turn based. I'm like 2 hours in, and it seems pretty cool so far. The UI is fantastic. I played the original way back when, which I liked. It had some problems in the late game. But, good job, Nanners.
My keyboard's fried.
Oh no, you spilled something in it?
Yeah.
Define fried.
I
I think you're seeing the definition. Hang on.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a screenshot so that Aaron can make this into art.
Yes.
Yeah,
Is it
so
just actively, it is actively typing.
Because that's an expensive-ass keyboard you just fried.
But you should probably
Yeah,
unplug it,
yeah, I
pop
know.
all the keys off.
You can dry it out.
Yeah.
that's what I just did. I just had it disconnected and took all the keys off in the area.
Use like a little bit of rubbing alcohol and stick it in with a Q-tip, and it should unfuck the keys. It worked for me. Not that I know from experience.
Good times.
Yeah, and if it's turned on again while it's still wet, that's a good way to fuck it up.
Yeah, I thought I had gotten it all because it was like 3 drips. It wasn't like, half a beer.
As he takes another swig.
Yep. I'm going to finish it
Dump
now.
it.
Fuck
Just
this
dump
beer.
it all in now.
The more you drink, the less you'll spill.
Yep. I don't remember if you were in the middle of something, Conman.
It doesn't matter.
Sorry.
I was talking about Endless Space. I'd only played for like 2 hours, so it seems it's a game that I need to learn. It's a 4X strategy game, so it seems like it's got potential. It's in space. I like space. It'll be fun. There's one character or one race where their opening line is like, "Let's go and explore the universe and blow up a planet for science." So clearly, those are the guys I played as. I have no idea what I'm doing yet. I'll figure it out.
Do you just pick games on Steam with the word space in the title and go, yes, I will play that?
That's not entirely inaccurate. No, I played the original. This game actually was early access and had gotten good reviews, and I guess it just officially released their 1.0 earlier in the month. And I had a couple of friends who were playing it that I talked to them about, and they said they really liked it. And knowing that I really like the original, save for a few problems that they had kind of endgame-wise, I'm hoping that they fix those problems. And it was only $40, so it wasn't at least a full priced game, quote unquote. So that's kind of why I went with it. And I think I'll like it. If I like it, it will kill many hours, and it will scratch the itch until the next game comes along that I'm looking forward to, which right now is the Mordor sequel. It's like Shadows of War or something.
Yeah, that's later this year sometime.
Mordor with a vengeance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shadows of Mordor. Have you played Mutant League Football? I saw you listed that.
I did, yeah. So I kickstarted. I got the alpha. It's still super alpha. I did play it. I played a couple of games. I guess the online is kind of buggy right now, hence the alpha. But it's fun. It's Madden with mutants.
You made me play this.
I did. You didn't. That was the pre-release, like the 2-quarter version. Now you can actually play a full game, and there's like season mode that they have now. Yeah,
and it has the announcer from Blitz.
It does, and NBA Jam.
Wow.
So it's fun. I mean, there's if you like the dirty tricks and the killing the ref and bribing the ref and attacking people with a chainsaw, which is fantastic.
I think there was like some mode where like I had a nuclear bomb on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds about right. It's very reliant on the dirty tricks.
Right,
I think
that.
I managed at one point to actually do something good and get like an 80-yard pass, and they had bribed the ref. And so I lost that because I picked my nose, and the ref caught me, and therefore he called it back, and I had to kill him the next turn.
Of course.
Football problems.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know enough to contest that.
It could have been just excessive celebrating, but that might be too close to real life.
Celebrating with nose picking.
Yeah.
Was that legal or illegal now? Like on the new rules?
I have no idea.
The
Picking your
excessive
nose?
maybe?
Maybe.
Or picking
Yeah.
your nose, yeah.
As long as it's not celebratory nose picking,
Right.
you're good.
Yeah.
It can't be prearranged. There can't be multiple people involved.
Is it the Key and Peele sketch with the 2 thrusts?
Yeah, that's an
Fantastic.
actual football rule now
Yeah.
because of them. It bled over into real football.
Yep.
Good. Okay.
Yep. I think Antonio Brown got hit because he did like the third pump.
That's
So he
it.
was mimicking the Key and Peele thing, not the other way around?
Yes.
Okay.
It
Imitates art.
yeah. And then he got the flag after he did the last pump.
I love that there's like a referee somewhere just waiting for the third one. Like, I'm going to get you. Got the, waiting for it.
Whistle ready, flag out. I'm digging into your games, everyone, because my list is the exact same list as 2 weeks ago. I got my left Joy-Con back, so I've been digging into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That game's a lot of fun. I never played it on the Wii U. I don't know why I didn't, because it's really good. I did want to read my thoroughly condescending note from Nintendo when they sent my Joy-Con back, though.
What?
There were different options that they could select for after they like tested something, which is like, oh yeah, we found the problem and we fixed it. We couldn't fix it. Here's a new part. So here it was the option that they selected for me. After thoroughly testing your Nintendo component, we could not duplicate the problem you were experiencing, so we have repaired or replaced the component that we suspect may have caused the problem, or else provided a replacement for an accessory that was not set in. Either way, we trust that this will resolve your issue. Because I had a left Joy-Con issue that everybody
else in the world had.
Fuck you, Nintendo. Like, it was super condescending. Like... And I called in, and the guy knew exactly what the problem was. Like, oh, we couldn't replicate it. I'm sorry, did you play in a bunker? Because I couldn't play Zelda with it. And on the phone, the guy asked if there were any fish tanks or microwaves near my Switch.
Yeah, I got my fish tank microwave hooked up.
Yeah, he actually asked me that. And I said, no, I hooked it up to a TV that was all by itself just to, like, make sure. And, like... 5 feet away, it still had problems because it did. Because I was curious and I tested that. It's a hardware defect, and their note back to me kind of made me angry. But whatever, I have it back now and it works. And then I bought a second set of Joy-Cons after having a broken set for the first several months. So now I have 4 Joy-Cons.
That seems like poor planning. Like
it was. I played Mario Kart with my wife, and she was like, "How much are more controllers for this? Like, this would be fun to play in a group." And I was like, "Yep, yeah, it would." And I just ordered them because you brought it up, and I wanted to order them as quickly as possible before you take that back. So, I wanted some fun colored ones, but those all cost all the money because everyone is upcharging them. So thanks, everyone. So now I just have gray ones.
I'm actually surprised. I thought that the gray ones would be the more popular ones because I just think the colored ones are weird.
I would have gotten colored ones if they came as 2 red or 2 blue. Not though you get 1 red and 1 blue. I thought that was weird.
You like symmetry?
Yeah, I wanted symmetry with mine.
They just want you to buy 2 sets. Come on.
You can buy 2 blue or 2 red individually now. And then they have yellow, and there are Splatoon ones that are green and pink coming soon. So, I mean, the Joy-Cons are basically amiibos now, so get every color is what I'm saying. I've been playing Persona. I am approaching my 5th dungeon.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. I probably am about 55, 60 hours in, maybe. I don't know. Are you playing on normal or easy, Kay?
Oh, I'm playing on easy.
I think I'm going to drop mine because, god damn, that game is just harsh.
Yeah.
And I'm playing it with a guide that basically is telling me what to do every day. Just because I don't have time to go through it again, and I would like to see like everything through that I can in one playthrough. And I've already fucked it up, so I have a few things that are behind. The guide I was following, the simple answer is I'm dumb. I'm a big dumb idiot, and I fucked it up.
Well, because I'm wondering how you can fuck up the game. Like, I just like what?
To follow the guide exactly, because there are characters that like require you to be like charismatic. If your stats aren't as high, I can't follow that guide because I don't have the proper stats to like do that thing with that person that day.
Right.
So by like messing stuff like that up, it throws the guide off. I screwed up one because I went through like hanging out with a friend without the proper persona in my inventory. So I didn't get the bonus stat for that. So when I was supposed to finish with that, Ryoji, he's like the first character you meet.
Right.
when I was supposed to be done with him, so he's not in my guide anymore because I should be done, I didn't finish because I realized at that point that the previous time I had hung out with him, I didn't have that persona. And you need like every stat you can get to stay on that schedule.
Oh. So like you can I was going to say like you can fuck
I
things
can-
up where you can't repair them later?
No, like I fucked things up not in the game wise, in me
Just
following
okay.
that guide
Okay.
wise. So like
It's not like
Rio,
you missed it where you can't be his confidant anymore or something.
right? It's not like he's stuck at rank 9 forever because I fucked it up. It's just he's stuck at rank 9 because I need to find like a day where I can hang out with him to end his thing, and then also like, okay, what was I supposed to do on that day, and try and like figure out a way to like boost that stat. The fortune teller lets you kind of boost stats without actually like hanging out with specific people, or it's just like, oh, you'll get more charm today if you go do something because you paid the fortune teller 5,000. So it's just a lot of me keeping track of like what things I have switched in the guide and trying to like catch up on that. One of the other things I messed up with is the guide was a Japanese translation, and the plant in your room, you can give nutrients, and you just basically get like free stat points for giving it nutrients. And you will get +2 from a certain item that you can buy from the one flower shop. And the guide was like, you should be getting +3, to which I realized there's a different flower shop that gives you the +3 item that you can give to the plant.
Okay.
So I screwed that up, and I think I'm behind a few points on that. So just like little stuff like that has sort of thrown my run off from the guide. So I'm using it as a loose guideline now, as instead of like a strict, I need to do this all the time. And it's still fun to me to like figure out how I can sort of get myself back on track. Some of those characters, the more I play, the less I like them.
I will be interested to hear who.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take that offline, or see if you get to the same point where the same characters start like grinding your gears as well. Because
All
I've talked to someone else who said the same thing. Like, other than that, just Battlegrounds and my continuing playing a little bit of Tales of Berseria every Sunday. And that sure is a Tales game. If you've ever played a Tales game, it's that. So moving on to news. Red Dead Redemption was delayed until spring 2018. I didn't think this was very shocking.
Nope.
Yeah,
No.
it's a Rockstar game. Expect this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically stated it's the first game they're building for the PS4, Xbox One from the ground up, so they need more time. Which, please, Rockstar, take all the time.
Yeah, they put out great games. I'm okay with waiting for it.
Yep, I absolutely agree. And it's one less game to argue about at Game of the Year. That was my first thought. I was like, oh, thank God. Just Zelda, Persona, Red Dead, I would have internal problems. One of the other things that happened recently was Destiny 2 had their big gameplay reveal stream thing. And a whole bunch of details got out there about that afterwards.
Like
One of the
details about the game or details about the event?
Details about the game.
Okay.
One of the things I found most interesting, which I didn't realize before that event happened, is there's no set date for the PC release of Destiny 2.
Still.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just playing it safe. I don't know.
I'm hoping it's playing it safe, and they had it playable for PC at that event, so people have played it. So I don't know. It's going to be a problem because I want to play it on PC, but I also know myself, and if the date is pretty far off when September 8th rolls around, I'm going to end up getting it on a console too. And I'm going to end up buying it twice again.
God damn.
Yeah, like maybe they'll sell more copies that way.
It's all part of their evil plan.
Yeah, it's annoying. What I did think was cool about the PC release is it's going to be on Battle.net, which apparently is called Battle.net again because they said Battle.net 8
Except
billion
it's not really
times
Battle.net.
during
It's
that.
just sort
Yeah.
of Battle.net.
So is the service called Battle.net, and maybe the client is just called like the Blizzard launcher? Is that what they're saying?
I don't know. Everything all over the press release was
My
Battle.net.
internet is down.
So,
I hate all the things.
we're back to calling it Battle.net again.
How long was it not Battle.net?
Like a month, and they made
Okay.
a huge deal about how it's not Battle.net anymore.
Yeah, I
And,
wonder
like-
if somebody just screwed up that.
Yeah, like,
Like they
is
said
somebody
the wrong term.
just somebody
No.
somewhere is getting fired over this?
Because nowhere on the client does it say Battle.net anymore.
Yeah, and like that was my thought too, because when I watched the stream, they had someone on there who was talking, and he said Battle.net, and I was like, oh, marketing's mad. And then, like, I looked through the official statement from Blizzard, and I'll just throw it in the chat if you guys wanted to see it, but it's out there on Blizzard's site. They say Battle.net all over it again. So I guess we're calling it Battle.net again after a month of not calling it that.
There apparently was a statement from Blizzard afterwards that this was an exception, quote unquote, but they're not actually calling it Battle.net, but they called it Battle.net, but it's still not actually Battle.net.
What
Yeah.
the fuck does
it
that
sounds like
even
terrible
mean?
branding.
I gotta find it somewhere, but yeah, there was definitely something released somewhere, like some like PC Gamer or somebody talked to them and like, no, this was just a one-time thing that we used, but it's not really Battle.net.
Because we want people to be really excited about Destiny 2 on PC, so we said Battle.net a lot, and people got really excited about it.
This is kind of like when Pizza Hut wanted to be called the Hut for like a while. Do you guys remember that?
No.
Yep.
Yeah, like they like rebranded themselves as the Hut, and that went poorly, and they went back to Pizza Hut.
It's the platform formerly known as Battle.net.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is interesting, though. It's the first non-Blizzard game that's going to be through that client, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the first non-Blizzard, but because Activision publishes Destiny as well, and Activision Blizzard,
Oh, that's
it's
the-
like
okay.
it's like a sister company deal. So Blizzard basically said, rather than have them reinvent the wheel on the PC, we already have a client. Like, they're just going to incorporate it into their social client. Bungie will still be running all the Destiny 2 servers. It's just like essentially the login and the chat, and you'll be able to chat with like other people playing Battle.net games or Blizzard launcher, whatever.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's good for both sides. You get exposure to Destiny, and then Blizzard gets more people on their app who aren't on the app, so
And you get
Yeah.
loot boxes, right? In Destiny? And hats?
Yep, that's a thing. You will absolutely see Cade 6 in your Heroes of the Storm. That will absolutely happen, and I'm sure during like Hallows Eve or whatever the like Destiny Halloween thing is, I'm sure a Diablo mask will show up or like some nonsense, like little things that won't impact the game. I feel like Blizzard is going to siphon off more from Destiny than you'll see Blizzard in Destiny.
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
Well, so in Heroes of the Storm, they already have that like jet bike as one of the mounts. They can easily make that a sparrow, and they're good to go. So
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the like pre-release stuff where you're going to get little bits in every Blizzard game from Destiny 2 because you know it's going to happen. And my prediction was Cade 6 playable character and the Sparrow as a mount. I thought it was funny that some of these things were the PC version will include 4K resolution, uncapped frame rate, which it's sad we have to say these things now, but people get scared when a console game comes to PC, so I guess we have to say these things. Full mouse and keyboard support with custom key mapping. Text chat, adjustable field of view, detailed PC settings screen. Great, there's settings. 21:9 monitor support, so you can have super wide monitor. I think it's funny that they have to address that stuff, but I guess they do because
Yes.
people get really scared.
Yes.
There have been a lot of shitty ports, and I think they're trying to say, no, we're making this a PC game.
For all of the gushing praise that I will give Nier, all of that stuff that you just said are problems with Nier. Like there's just the port was not so great.
Yeah.
I mean, just in terms of settings and keyboard support and whatnot. Game itself is fantastic. The port is lacking a little bit. So yes.
So can we also talk about the Xbox Game Pass?
What's that?
Tell me more.
You know, fuckers are also sarcastic with me.
No, I have no idea what it is.
So it's kind of just being described as a Netflix-like subscription service for Xbox platform, where
Correct.
I saw upwards of 100 games. I think it was.
Exactly 100.
Oh, okay. So, and I don't know if that's strictly one games because I don't know, or 360 or older or cross compatible. I don't know what it is, but so like 100 games, and I guess for a certain fee, I assume like $10 a month, you'll have basically access to a library of games that you can, not
Stream?
rent, but yeah, stream, I guess.
No, you can. It's essentially like the Games for Gold situation where you'll own the game so long as you have the service. So it's not like PlayStation's where you connect and stream something. It's like you download the game, you have the game, it runs like normal. It's $9.99 a month, so as you said, like $10 a month. And the catalog has 360 and Xbox One games. So it's all of the 360 games, I think, that are backwards compatible. And
That
I'm
doesn't
guessing
sound very good. Like small library, high cost.
100 games for $10 a month. That's not terrible. And I assume it's going to build.
Yeah, you have to keep adding to it, I guess, instead of rotating games.
Yeah. I think it'll be more consistent rather than the Games for Gold. It'll be like you pay $10 and then you have all these games that you can play. And I didn't necessarily see any like super new high profile releases, but like a lot of their kind of like classics like Halo and BioShock and Borderlands and Lego games, Gears of War, like, you know, not current releases, but like if you want to go back and play something, you know, older or try something out, I guess that's not a bad way.
Yeah, it gives you instant access to kind of a huge library. And a lot of it are like the first and second party games, like that Rare archive that they put out a few years ago. All of those games are on it.
Yeah, so I will have yet another means to play Viva Pinata again.
Yep. So, the 4 Gears of War games,
3 because
1 through 3 and Judgment are there, but 4 is not there yet. I'm sure 4 will end up there. Halo 5 is on there, so they have the most recent Halo there. It's a lot of first, second party Microsoft stuff, which isn't bad to get it going. They need to keep building on it, for sure.
Yeah, looking at the list now, I feel like you can buy it all on PC for like $30. Like they're kind of older games at this point.
Yeah, they're definitely all older games.
They might start doing like somewhat current ones just to push subscriptions or whatever.
Right, like one major title kind of.
Yeah, and I'm sure they will at some point. They'll try and get newer things in there. But if you're just getting an Xbox, and I think they're trying to get this out there like pre-Scorpio, so that when someone gets it, you pay $10. Hey, you have all these games that you can play that won't utilize all the power of the Scorpio at all. But hey, it
You
sure
got
is
that
some
power.
Yeah,
sure is
if-
some games.
If they're games you missed out on, though, that's a pretty good deal. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to catch up on your Halo or your Gears, that's a pretty cheap way to do it. Yeah, I'm just scrolling through the library now. It's not bad. It's okay. I think I have a lot of them, but that's just because I've been an Xbox Live Gold subscriber for so long, and every month I just log in and grab whatever's free. So I have a lot of this stuff, but yeah, it's not a bad thing to be able to instantly build your library like that. Is there any other news? Anyone have anything else? I really haven't. I feel like we're in the quiet time before E3, so not a lot
Yeah.
is happening.
Are we going to have a special E3 podcast?
I will be at E3 this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
So definitely check out the Path of Exile thing and tell me how hyped I should be.
If they're there, I will try and set up an appointment to go talk to them. Sure.
Yeah, there's going to be some like big 3.0 announcement kind of thing or reveal.
Sure. I'll try and check that out if I have time. I need to look at the schedule that we're putting together.
When is that? When is E3?
June 10th, I think, is when the press conferences start happening. That's the day I'm flying out.
13th through the 15th.
Yeah, that's the show floor day. And then all of the press conferences are like
Okay,
the Saturday
yeah.
through Monday.
Okay.
So I will be going to the Xbox press conference and Bethesda so far. I'm trying to get... Nintendo is just doing a stream, but I think we're going to have an appointment for Nintendo.
Who's we?
I will actually be going with the Outer Haven, the outerhaven.net, where I write some news articles at this point for... Aaron will be joining as well this year, so we'll both have a lot to report back on. And we'll actually, Bottle Fuchsia as a group, will be doing more with the Outer Haven in the future.
Woo.
But, so yeah, that's all still in the planning phases. Yeah, other than that,
We've been Bottle Fuchsia.
Yeah, there we go. Do you want to read the rest, Kay?
No, I don't have it open. I just...
No. You're hitting the wrap it up button on me because I'm looking at too many things and just drawing this out longer and longer.
Nope. Done. Cut it. End it.
All right, we've been Bottle Fuchsia. Thanks for listening. You can find all our content at bottledfuchsia.com, streams at twitch.tv/bottledfuchsia and beam.pro/team/bottledfuchsia or beam.pro/bottledfuchsia. Either one of those, you'll find us.
Pick one. Pick which one you like the most.
Yeah, if you look at the team, you might see some of us if we have like random streams going. So go to the team one. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Videos and archives of the streams at youtube.com/bottledfuchsia, Facebook and Twitter at bottledfuchsia. Thank you guys for joining me.
Woo.
And I'll see you in 2
Anytime.
weeks.
Later.
See you.